Oh, it's cool times. Gang to my cats, sup to all my ducks. The absolute best NFTs you can buy are going to be talked about in today's video because you never know when you're going to make a huge pew pew type snipe and you'll have one ETH in your wallet, and then you'll have to flip your way up into blue chips because you're going to sleep a lot better once you flip your way up into blue chips. You don't always want to reinvest into smaller projects. You want to work your way up so you can sleep good at night, like I do with a Cool Cats profile picture, or somebody with a Bored Ape, or somebody with a CryptoPunk. It's all about flipping your way up into a blue chip NFT project that will have collaborations with Adidas, Nikes, Disney. Those are going to make you the Bezos bucks, the Musk money that we all crave and desire. And you're probably thinking, well, why should I even look at these blue chip projects today? Cool times. I don't have the money. Well, it's like going on Instagram and looking at pictures of models. Look, I'm not going to get with them, but I'm still going to look at them. So let's look at today's market update. Let's look at what's trending up and what's trending down. We can see what are the most undervalued blue chip projects today. And I want to start from the bottom so that if you do get that, let's say you have one ETH in your wallet because you made a couple pew pew snipes. Let's say, feudals, I flipped for like one ETH a week ago. Let's say I want to start moving my way up into the NFT world. We're going to go right from the bottom. These are the avatar power rankings brought to you by Nathan C. Roth. So thanks, my guy. We're going to use these to talk about the blue chip projects today that you want to be looking to, flipping your way up to. The first one down here, 29, is mekaverse. Remember mekaverse, guys? This is probably why you don't want to buy into all the hype. But if you're looking at a project like hapebeast Gang, which is supposedly coming out soon, it's been teased for months, but it's supposedly coming out soon. The best strategy is probably list it immediately on OpenSea, because when there's so much air filled into the balloon, it's going to pop, just like mekaverse did. I think people were selling those right after they had minted them for about 3 to 4 ETH. So it's a great lesson on projects with tons of maybe inflated hype to probably just list right away on OpenSea. I could see mekaverse having a comeback in a couple of years, maybe in like an ironic form. Like people like, oh, I always wanted a mekaverse, Jingle All the Way. Everyone wanted the Turbo Man. Well, it's kind of ironic. I got the Turbo Man I always wanted as a kid now. Maybe as an adult, I'll get a mekaverse because it's what I thought I wanted a couple months ago. Lazy Lions here at 28 at a 1.1 ETH floor. It's now that was on November 29th. Now it's to a 1 ETH floor. So these are actually the updated rankings here. So yeah, 1 ETH floor for Lazy Lions. This is a great example of if Ja Rule or Jordan Belfort or somebody who's literally been proven to be a scammer, like if you were a part of Fire Festival, or if you're the Wolf of Wall Street from Stratton Oakmont and you went to jail for SEC securities fraud, I probably don't want to listen to you shill Lazy Lions to me. That's probably why the project has consistently been going down. Not really a huge fan of that project. Pudgy Penguins, which a lot of people have called influencer hype or a pump and dump. I actually got a chance to meet the Pudgy Penguins team this weekend in Miami, and they're building, guys. I don't want to leak everything, but I'll just say this. There is a game on the way. There's breeding on the way. There's plenty of plans on the way, and it's a team that's really devoted to making this thing work. They've added a couple of staff members. So Pudgy Penguins, I actually think at 1.1 floor, might be a little undervalued. Remember, they did have a moment earlier this year, and I think a part of good buys are finding NFTs that had a moment, that had a narrative. And Pudgy Penguins had a narrative in 2021. It was like the OG 100x, 1000x Dr. Evil voice that everyone got so excited about. There was like a New York Times article written about it. So I think Pudgy Penguins actually a little undervalued. Sup Ducks, the same thing. I've been saying it forever. Sup to my ducks. But they're super undervalued. And I want to show you guys why Sup Ducks are undervalued. It's because they have a token that actually matters. You see so many projects come out with a token, and it's like, oh, you can make $50,000 a year off this token. And then like 2 days later, you see the market price, and it's like, oh, wait, I can only make $5. I'm going to have to go start working at McDonald's. This is a token, the Volt token, and it actually has utility. So you can go and use your Volt token to buy snacks like ice cream or these little fireflies. And what you do with these snacks is you feed them to your king frogs, and they can make them animated here. Really cool, like GIF form. So that's neat. It really upgrades the king frog. But the most important thing is you can get 3 king frogs, feed them some of these snacks using Volt token, and you get a thick boy like this one right here. You get a fat megatoad thick boy. What it also does is it makes this project, it has a burning mechanism to it, because when you use those 3 frogs to turn it into one of these sexy ass thick boys, you're actually burning the supply. It'll make king frogs more rare. It makes the token very valuable because you can upgrade your megatoad, which is worth more than just a regular king frog. So I'm really, really bullish on subducks, not just because of the great art, but also because of the mechanics of the token. So let's go back to the power rankings here, and let's see what's super undervalued, because you guys don't know. You might be flipping your way up into one of these projects here soon. I'll just move up to Rumble Kong League. Seems to have some legs here. I've been surprised how well it's kept up. Creature World, currently it's at a 1.4 floor price. So I have that right. 1.4. I think this has actually moved up since these rankings were made. I want to say it's like 1.7 right now, but this is super undervalued in my opinion. I think Creature World and Doodles should go a bit hand in hand. I mean, Doodles has a phenomenal team, but Creature World has this singular focus in Danny Cole, and he's got support from some of the best people in the space. Like, I think it got overlooked that on December 1st, just a couple of days ago, Gary V Friends collaborated with Creature World. We also saw Gary V. He bought a bunch of Creature Worlds, I think, over the weekend during Art Basel. So huge collab with V Friends. He's connected. I could totally see like Danny Cole being one of these guys in the future where he's like super in the New York art scene and really respected by rappers and stylists, and a really like cool person I kind of watch out for. Talk about CryptoPunks. CryptoPunks is the OG derivative project. A lot of people say stay away from derivative projects, but if you look at CryptoPunks, which is like the OG derivative project, and you look at something like Desperate Ape Wives, the proof is in the pudding, guys. Derivative projects make bank. You can actually flip them. So I never discount a derivative project. Doge Pound seems to really continue to be building. They want to frame themselves as a launch pad. They're trying to make games. So I'm not going to say that they're undervalued right now, because for so long they were pumped up by influencers. Like, only certain people were talking about Doge Pound, and then certain people like never talked about Doge Pound, and those people who never talked about Doge Pound were like the people who weren't paid influencers. So you can kind of like do the math there, but Doge Pound is actually building right now. They have some really cool ideas. So I'm not opposed to that. I don't think it's undervalued though. World of Women at 1.9, you know, I think Gary V and a lot of other influencers have helped pump this project up. They had a great party in Miami, and they continue to build. And I don't know what the future utility is for this project, so I can't really speak much on it. Bears Deluxe, it has it at a 2 ETH floor right now. This is like 3 ETH right now. So these rankings are probably not great, but I just like how they're spread out right now. It looks super sick, super clean. So I'm just going to go by these. But Bears Deluxe is at like a 3 ETH floor right now. But I wanted to bring your attention to a tweet I saw from my guy, Uncle Beer, the other day, which kind of gave you a hack on how to get into the Bears Deluxe ecosystem without necessarily dropping 3 ETH on a bear. So you can buy a B on secondary easy enough, 0.24 floor price right now, or probably the Giga Brain, Hyper Brain move would be to buy a hive on secondary for 0.15 ETH. You can buy Honey D, and then you can mint 3 at an average cost of 0.2 ETH. So you're actually saving, like if you get 3 of those, you're just coming up on like a free like 0.15 ETH. So it's a great way to earn Honey D. And then you also get into the alpha discords of Bears Deluxe, which I've heard great things about. So Bears Deluxe definitely going to the moon. Kaiju Kingz Genesis has actually held up really, really well. Like, let's go to here. The Kaiju Kingz, like, yeah, it's back up to 2.2, like 2.6, 2.0, 1 point. And I don't want to say I was preying on their downfall, but I was expecting them to fall off, but they've held up really well. So definitely a project that's doing good right now. Anonymize is your OG Wolf game type project. I think it will have some historical value. I wanted to mention one other thing to you guys. I think this is on this chart, but take a look at the number. It says age here, the number of days it's been on here. You notice that there's mostly all these are in the 100s. Very, very rarely will you find a project that's like in the first like 20 to 30 days in its first month of infancy be considered a blue chip project. So it's just a testament to being patient. Like a project I bought recently was Worldwide Webland. I got an apartment for myself. Like I can easily see that creeping up here, but it's going to take some time. So you got to be patient, and one of your bags will eventually move. So that's a really important lesson in my opinion. Oh yeah, one thing I wanted to mention about Pudgy Penguins is I don't know if this is going to expire by now, but it looks like Cole Therium, who I met this past week in Miami, super cool guy. Looks like he's got a top secret project and he's trying to give out some whitelist spots on his Twitter. So I don't know if by the time you see this, this has already been filled up, but check out his Twitter because that looks like some alpha, some top secret project he's working on there. So let's keep moving up here. Bored Ape Kennel Club, probably a little undervalued at 2.6 ETH floor price when you consider the fact that this was the actual first breeding from the mutant. Like it wasn't the mutants, it actually was the Bored Ape Kennel Club that came first. So this gives you great access to the Bored Ape Club without actually having like a mutant ape or an ape. Doodles is super, super bullish, especially when like you hear like Poopy went on a voice chat yesterday. And this is what he had to say about the project. We don't want to dilute the original collection in any way, but we want to extend the Doodleverse. And that is a challenge in itself because how can we do that without seeing new NFT collections? This is what I've been talking about for a long time. I'm going to take a shot right now at Gutter Cat Gang because what they did, I think, screwed their collectors and holders, which was they dropped the dogs, the pigeons, the rats, all that. That was just sucking liquidity out of the Gutter Cat Gang ecosystem. And they were charging an arm and a leg to their holders. Like I think it cost you like 0.75 ETH or 1 ETH to mint like the dogs and pigeons to get one of their mint passes, which I just got out of that project because I didn't like it. So it sounds like Poopy Cat and the Doodles are aware of not just dumping a bunch of different new projects that are going to make your development team's pockets bigger, but maybe not my pockets bigger. So they're trying to extend the current collection without diluting it. So they're going to have a first party release plan within the next 60 days that allows doodlers to upgrade their doodles in a way that's non-dilutive. Really, really smart here. The way I would explain it is like a doodles is a piece of paper. They're going to fold a piece of paper over and then refold it, and then you're going to see another doodle on that other piece of paper. The only way I can explain it, because I do have some alpha on that I'm not allowed to share, but really, really cool stuff on the way for doodles. If there wasn't already enough cool stuff going. Me Bits, of course, this is Larva Labs' entry into the metaverse. Like everybody wants CryptoPunks to have utility, but Me Bits were the ones meant to have utility. Cryptodads at 3.4. I think they're actually like starting to trend back up, like 3.2 on November 29th, and I think they're creeping back up 3.4 floor price. The reason people love these are they're super memeable. People love Gremlin, and you have free copyright usage. You can use toadz to do whatever you want, which are really important for projects. Like make sure you can use your profile picture or whatever to do whatever the hell you want. Because we're only talking about profile picture avatars right now. Meta Hero Universe. Yeah, you're able to stake your meta heroes right now and earn Punk or POW tokens. I don't think this is undervalued right now at the 40 price. I think this is probably a project in a couple weeks you can get at a better value. It's really hot right now because of the staking mechanisms they just announced. So usually like before a project announces staking or tokens, that's when you want to like sell probably. And you want to buy after it starts to get fudded. It's eventually going to get fudded. Gutter Cat Gang, I already talked about. They had a great party in Miami. They seem to add so many new members, but I have a sour taste in my mouth. By the way, they just made everyone pay 1 ETH even though you're a holder of, whatever. Cyber Kongz babies. I mean, I don't know why they're sitting so low. 4.9 ETH floor price on November 22nd, and they're down right now to 4.5. Obviously, we like the nanas. We love that ecosystem. If you have one of those as your profile picture, like everyone just assumes you're the smartest person in the world. Like I sold my Cyber Kongz, so I just must be stupid. But always getting a Cyber Kongz is a great way to flip your way up. Like if you're able to make a couple moves and get your way up to a Cyber Kongz, like I think you're winning. Mutant Ape Yacht Club is probably the thing I want to purchase the most right now. I'm grinding my ass off every single day. I'm pewing so that I can get a Mutant Ape Yacht Club. I just think the IP is there. And it's what a lot of collectors are going to go to once they're priced out of the Bored Apes. And there's going to be continue to be more collaborations announced. So more sought after. Cool Cats, I am so bullish on. I talked to a bunch of people this past weekend who are beta testers on the Cool Cats game. Yes, I talked to people this weekend in Art Basel who have played the Cool Cats game on an app, and they said it's amazing. You're able to use the Cool Pets, which are going to be the new Cool Cats breed coming out here soon. So watch out for Cool Pets. But I think Cool Cats are just going up. Like once a bunch of brands finished partnering up with like Bored Ape Yacht Club, and you know they can't do any more partnerships. Everyone's just going to go through the order of operations, and the next one's going to be Cool Cats, and it's going to have some really interesting partnerships. Maybe it'll be Disney, maybe it'll be Nickelodeon. It's going to be very family friendly, 4-quadrant brands that have high potential of making us a lot of money. So I love Cool Cats. Watch out for the game. From what I've heard from people who have played it and are doing the beta on it right now, it's awesome. Bored Ape Yacht Club, what can I say? It's the hottest project. Everyone's talking about it. When I was at Bored Ape Basel this past weekend, every collector on the main floor of our Basel wanted to circle around and talk about Bored Apes. It was the hottest thing there. CryptoPunks, everyone's down on that right now, but I think it's still the OG project. And CyberKongz Genesis, everyone gives them the short end of the stick because they always list the floor price as the baby floor price, but give them some credit. They're over 70 ETH. So obviously, if you could flip your way up to that, you're able to retire and just move to like Morocco and just drink champagne all day. But I'll meet you guys in Morocco once we flip our way up to these blue chip PFP projects. Make sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, leave a comment. Just say pew pew, say sniper gang, say what's up. I'm going to respond to all the comments on this one. Thank you guys so much for 5.5K subscribers. This is such a cool journey we get to go on. And let's all say it together, boys. Let's say gang, gang!